So I've already turned off the system, unplugged it. Now what we're going to do right now is, I figured out how these work, by the way. They actually just plug in here. And you just plug them in like that. You don't twist them or anything. They just snap right in. Boom. So all that twisting and fiddling was unnecessary. So yeah, when I figured that out, I felt like a moron. Aptly so. So what we're going to do now is take this fan out and replace it. Let's take this off so it doesn't go flying everywhere. And then I'm going to start cleaning up this mess because I don't need all this stuff out here anymore, which is awesome. Let's see. Screwdriver. Where art thou? Oh, there you are. Hiding away. We're going to need the... If I still have it out here somewhere. No clue. Things are just kind of migrated away again. So I have no clue where half the stuff is at. There we go. So this is going to be interesting because I'm not going to disconnect the tubing. I'm just going to try and do this without doing that because I don't want to do that. So nothing seems to be happening. That's interesting. Is this just one size too small? Might be. Let's see. That one feels like a better fit. What I'll also do is I'll stick this in behind it in case it's stripped out or something, and use it to kind of pull it out as I'm unscrewing here. Yeah, there we go. Marred the case a tiny little bit, but was necessary. Now this bottom one. Well, I'll do the top one. Now let's take this one out last because I don't want this to go flying in this way, or down this way rather. So I'll take this bottom one out next. Stick it on neutral. Faster that way because these ones aren't that tight. Oh, it's right there. Okay. So I did some just basic benchmarking the other night I tried it with Prime 95 and a couple others that was taking forever, so I switched over to just doing benchmarking on the system with FutureMark and on 3D Mark as well, 3D Mark 11. On 3D Mark 11, actually my system scored better than 99% of all other systems on whatever the basic version of that program uses, because I haven't gone upstairs and gotten my keys yet to put back down here, bring down here and put them in, so I'll have to do that later. But I'm going to be doing all the benchmarking today now that we got the proper fans, and we'll see just what this cooling system is capable of. But I like what I'm seeing so far. Even on Prime 95, the highest torture test that you can do, I think I mentioned this the other day, it was not even getting close to maxing out the temperature on this thing. I still had pretty much half of what the TDP, the max temp rating is for these. So what I want to do is I want to put these in so that this goes over through here. Now while I have this out, it probably should. No, I think that's probably good. Okay. Not sure if the radiator's lined up or not. Correct. We'll find that here in a second. Let's do a top one first. It'll be easier to work with that way. Alright. I'm not going to tighten all the way down. Guess I have to do a little bit of fixing. Angle over here. Should be good though. Alright, so one thing I'm going to do now. Okay, it's not going to be in the way good. Just want to make sure the cable for this wasn't going to be in the way of the radiator seating properly. So now I gotta figure out if we're into the radiator or not. Oops, just gonna bash you against the side of the case there. Alright, not quite. It may or may not be there, I'm not really sure where it's at. It's kind of a hard screw in, so I'm not sure that was it. So hard to tell. Let's do a bottom corner. It might be easier to deal with. Actually need to raise this up a bit, don't we? I'm going to take you off for a second there. I had to figure out what's going on in my camp while you're sitting there. Let's see, flashlight. It's over here. See if we can line these screws up manually. Alright, I think we got it. So I just ordered the desk or table I'm going to use upstairs to put these onto. This new system, this system, my old system onto. And also a thing that'll be I can use to store all my hardware into. Okay, that looks pretty good. Get the other two screws in here. Then we can tighten them all down. If they need to be. Yeah, the threads on these radiators aren't that good. I was looking at them just now. They really are not that good. It'll be really easy to strip them out. Just be careful what you're doing when you're tightening down the screws. They'll tighten down a fair bit once you get them down past the usual, so they get latched in there. But if you got too much further, they will strip out fairly easily. So the threads don't go that deep. Alright, that's fairly well seated in there. I like that. Alright, so now we're going to do the top one. I'll put you back on for this. Ow. So I jam you into my forehead. Alright, so just trying to figure out where this is going to so I can unhook it. Just need to do that first. Mel we got the other day. Stick it over here, out of the way. Okay, that's actually got hooked up, didn't it? Damn, I need to redo that then. Oh, I got a twist tie here. I got the clippers over here, so we can do this right now. So the easiest way to deal with these, because these ones are really crappy zip ties, is to just get the edge through here. Like get a pair of pliers or something, which I also have over here somewhere. Well, I thought I did. What the hell? I saw those there with the... Crap. Not one too far in that. Could have sworn they were just over here. Maybe I moved them. Oh, there they are. I did, because I used them over here. That's why. Dur of the derp squared. Yeah, it should go this way, I think. So you got to be careful with these though, because you can easily just tear off a piece of this thing. That's how weak these are. Like I kind of did here, as you can see. And did again. I actually didn't have to use the clipper that time. Cool. That's good. That's a little bit too tight. But oh well, it'll have to do. So I'm not going to redo it. Alright, so we got this one coming out here. We'll need to figure out where all the cables are going to go later. Let's go and unhook that from that now. And I don't know if we'll need these or not, but I'll leave them over here in case. All the fan headers on the motherboard are 3 and 4 pin compatible. So the only question really is where to plug them in at. This table is so messy. Okay. Actually, let's do this one first. That way we can take this one off without having to worry about knocking it falling off and shit. Alright, let's throw this one up on top here. Actually, we'll do it this way so we don't have to worry about that. Then we can just run this down through this hole here. The other one. I'll do the same with this one too. I'll come down this hole over here. Actually, we could go down even a more straighter path here. Down through here and out. And be careful not to catch those 2 cables right there. Those are for the LEDs. Alright, so now we're going to need those longer ones here. I've got some here. I need some more though. Or did I unpackage them all? Maybe I did. Two, 4, 6, 8. Okay, yeah, never mind. They're all here. Okay. Should all be hooked up properly. This one down a bit. I'm going to go all the way down, obviously, yet. I'll wait just to get them in place, and then we can move them around as needed to also deal with the other side here. As tight as you can get this against this is going to increase your downward pressure on from the fans. So try and get them try to get as tight as possible without stripping things out. And that one's going to require a slightly bigger one of these because it seems to be stripped. That. Those are not hex, those are the other ones. Let's see if we even have a slightly bigger one. That's too big. So, let's see, we gotta go digging around for stuff here. Oh, here we go, there's a bunch over here. No, it's too big, so it's like the one that would go in between these two. Damn. Maybe this one will do. It's the nice thing about having all these different tools is that when one doesn't work, you can go to another one that might work. Like this one. It's not an exact match for the tool we need, but it's the tool it deserves. And yes, that was a lame Dark Knight reference. Okay. Take this fan off. Throw it over there. So we don't need it. Let's see. Actually, this one's still in the case, so I'll have to unbox it. Okay, 4 screws. Since we haven't tightened them down yet, we'll need to kind of readjust a little bit as we are putting these in. Are these the right ones? That one doesn't feel long enough. Damn. So that one's a correct one. This one's a correct one. This one's not. And this, so there's one more in here somewhere that we need. Or it's floating around somewhere. Of course, floating around means it could be any of 1,000 places. Not sure what these thumb screws are for. I think they're for these. Although there should be 2 more. Probably off rolling around somewhere. May have to make do with 3 screws. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, 3 screws versus 4. But it'd just be nice to have all the screws in there to start with. I mean, after, you know, maybe a year of having it, losing 1 screw or 2, that's fine. But to start with, it's just, you know, I'd rather have them all. That's the air bleeder. Oh, it could have fallen on the floor. Or it could be in that case thing with the rest of the screws for the case. This thing. It's a little bit too long. Nope, don't see it in there. Is this the other bag? Those are the shorter screws. Some leftover thermal pads. Probably could have used them on the new one, but whatever. So those are not the right ones. Is it in here? Maybe this is it. No, that's a shorter one. How do we go to these shorter ones when we only had 4 to start with? Yeah. Actually, I might have just thrown those back in there. So I'm comparing the same 4 short ones. Where else would I put some screws? Well, we'll just use 3. If I happen to find a 4th. Maybe I'll hook it in, but I don't think it'll be that much of a problem. Or actually, it's only 2. Never mind. I can't count, apparently. Still, 2 should be more than enough. We got 4 in the other one. We get both corners here. Should be fine. Now let's go and tighten down. Something else doesn't want to go all the way down in. Weird. Maybe I'll use some of these smaller ones just as a backup, since we have them out here. Be able to get things a little bit snugger. Actually, also switch over and use them on two of these as well. I think probably we'll do matching sides here. Not sure why they give you the longer screws if they're not going to work properly. Watch them been for something else entirely, not even related to this. This might have been the screws. These two packs might have been the ones over here. Yeah, I bet that's it. I'm betting you a lot that that's it. We got 8 screws here, 8 holes here, but only 4 the other kind. I'm betting those other screws were for something else entirely, and I just co-opted them for this because, you know, all the screws are black. They all are pretty much the same height, same length. They all look the same, so they all got the frigging hex nut in them. And they all could go with anything. So now I'll replace all the screws with these then. And it could also be though, just, you know, also be some of it be the holes on these radiators aren't really drilled properly. Well, not really holes, but the threading isn't done properly. They're just, some of them are not quite deep enough, and others are a little, I think it's just they're not quite deep enough on some of these. A little bit of bending is fine, as long as you don't go too much. I think that one's just an improperly drilled one, properly made one. And that one worked pretty well, but again, this is going to be better. Actually, that one was a good one, wasn't it? Never mind, I have no freaking clue what I'm doing. Like I said, they're all the same, so I don't know which screws are which. The goal is to get this radiator as cinched up as possible. Well, let's just take this apart piece by piece, trying to get this thing out of the screw. So it's this one, and I think maybe this. I think that one's fine. I think it's this one that's the one that's not. Yeah, it's really loose. So I came through here last night and I tightened down all the things. I was able to get some of them really tightened down a lot more. Specifically this one here, and this one, and the one back there, and this one up here. So there were a few that were not completely all the way down, tightened down compression fittings, but they weren't undone enough to leak. So yeah. Is this not lined up properly? So hard to do with this thing on. No, it looks lined up, it's just not hooking in for some reason. Try a different one. I think that one's stripped or something. That's fine. It's pretty. It's not completely flush, but it'll do. Looks pretty good that way. All right. So now we got nothing that's kind of sticking over the edge here. That would be any kind of issue for the top facade piece. Let's go ahead and do the work on the back here. Grab our fan extenders. So let's see where we're going to plug these in at here. So we've got a 4-pin, we got 2 4-pins here, we got one down here. I think the best route would probably be to come over to here with those 2 and then one down there. I don't know if there's one up here somewhere, I don't think there is. Of course I could also look at the manual because I don't have it in me. Who the hell's calling? No data. Probably means it was a fisher, somebody looking for steal information. A lot of the times they'll fake the information or send through stuff so they come up as no data sent on the caller ID. Right. So, fan headers, fan headers, fan headers. So 2. So we got 2 here, 1 here, got 1 down here, and we got 2 here by the GPU, PCIe 1 slot. So I'll go into these 2 and that one there, probably the easiest way to do it. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, just going to take these around. Kick that under there so I don't kill myself on it again, or nearly do so. Then go ahead and plug these in. Okay, and there we go. So now I'm going to take these 3, I'm going to route them through the top here. Well, that's interesting. We'll do them one at a time so we can try and minimize that. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I plug them in first before I decide how we're gonna tie them on the back. That way we have some options if we need to have them. Alright. So we got our cables here. Pretty much have enough on to do whatever the hell we want to, really. The longer one I think we'll have come up over this way. Alright, let's do the two shorter ones there. The longer one, maybe we'll wrap down here near the one at the bottom. We'll do this one first. This will be easier to get this other one in here on this one than on the other one. That one on the way, in the way. There we go, both in. Then there's one down here somewhere. And that's like right up against the GPU card there. Ah, crap. That's disconnected the key connector. Damn. There we go. I was trying to get this cable here, which is stuck there, to kind of come down a bit, and that's what pulled it off. I actually missed one when I was hooking it up to the this bundle here. I'm not going to redo that though. So yeah, there's one right here, but that's way too close to the GPU. So we're going to stick it up here. This one's still a pretty tight fit, tight squeeze to get in there to hook it up. This GPU's in the way up here too, but it's not nearly as much as the other one. Okay, so now I'm going to route any and all slack back through the back. Or not route it, but just move it back there. It's fine to have that like that. I'll kill some of the slack so I don't have to deal with it. So what I can do now is we can zip tie these two together here somewhere along this line here. And that'll help with that. Here's a zip tie here. See, clippers, need them over here. Oh, they're over there. Let's go the other way. thing's so flimsy. Jeez. Had to mangle that thing up. Okay, and throw this back through as much as possible. Okay. I'll go around to the other side and look at the options back here for this. Should be some more twist ties in a box, or zip ties in a box here somewhere. So there should be a pink one around here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. There's a couple in here. Well, two, I guess. Maybe that's all we'll need here. Somewhere of those. Here, I bet. No, those aren't the other screws. No, those are the. But I bet the other two that we're looking for were in here. So we got two more of these, so I better not screw it up. I think that's all we have is two more. So what we can do with this 8-pin is kind of fold it in like, or this, yeah, the 8-pin for the CPUs. Do something like this. And do all these together. Alright, not these two. 3. But all these ones, yes. Although, actually, maybe we should do it that way. Let's do this. Let's do this over here first then. Just get all the slack we can out of them. Actually, I honestly think this is going to be better the other way now. It's closer to it. Let's do that tentatively. Then we'll tie these all together here. Maybe also put one here if I can find another one. I see why I hate these frickin' zip ties so much. They're so flimsy. It's impossible to do this correctly when I can't get any leverage on the table because all the stuff's in the way in front here. Let's see if we can get pushed in all the way. Pull this back a little bit. Okay. Actually, I think it's backwards. No, it should be right. Just gonna get it down far enough to start clicking in. That should be good. Now I need to find one more. Or I need to use a twist tie. Could have used this one if I hadn't screwed it up. There's got to be one more somewhere. It's a piece of one. Let's see, do these come with any? I don't think so. Let's came with the power supply. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't have any more then. I used to have a huge bag of stuff in it, but I think it was during the 2012 build that bag got thrown out or something by accident, so don't have it anymore. Maybe we can use a really short one of these. Just as good as zip ties, easier to take off. Start trying to hide stuff here so it doesn't get in the way of the side of the case. Alright, let's go ahead and tighten this down now. Alright, should be good. Take that one off too a bit more. Any little extra bits of cable, just kind of try and stash them. Alright, I think we're ready to put the... Let's turn it on first to make sure everything is still working properly. In terms of the fans. Take a look at the cooling that they give too. This one's not turning on. Oh, I got it off one, that's why. Got it off on one pin here. Damn. It's off by one pin on the 4-pin slot here. Those sounds are pretty loud. Well, we can adjust them in the BIOS. So these are this is gonna be temperatures on full bore craziness here. So I have no clue if we're still properly lined up for anything because the phone's over here. I'm way over here. And actually the phone stopped properly transmitting a hell of a long time ago, back when I was first even showing you the fans. Wow. That's pretty crappy. Oh wow, the battery's almost dead too. This is a full charge overnight on this battery and it's only lasted about an hour. That's just totally messed up. I think there's something wrong with this battery and that's what the problem is here. Alright, here we go. I got my Anchor wireless keyboard. It's actually for my Mac upstairs, mini Mac. I'm using them down here because this motherboard has a USB, Bluetooth thing in the adapter over there. And Windows 8 supports it natively, so. Massive screen. So let's pull real temp up here real quick. I need to just put a thing out to here. Alright, so 23. It doesn't show all the processors either. Actually, I may have to do GT for that. Let me see. I remember that from the other one. It was GT. That would show everything. Here we go. There we go. GT. So away with you. And hello to GT. Let's take a look here. I got 23, 24, 23. Those are some pretty damn good C temperatures. considering the clock up here, it's actually kind of boosting up in there a bit. So let's let those run for a little while here. See if we can get down to, there's some 22s on the low there. Oh, one thing I also want to do, let me go ahead and turn this off real quick again. I want to hook up my Corsair link for the, if I can, for the power supply. Let's see, it's for the monitor. Let's get that over there. Where's that box at? That's not, oh, it's over here, that's right. Let's see. It's a USB 2.0 header, right? Damn. So we can't use it because it's got a USB 2.0 header. Well, I just need to find a PCI card I can throw in here. Alright, let's go and turn it back on. That I can use to leverage out some more slots. I'll look for one online. One that's internal, not an external. Because it's so freaking annoying that this case only has two USB 2.0 headers. Like, nothing else in the world is going to use USB 2.0. Well, you got about 30 things that use it still these days that you need that are on cases and whatnot, because it's not all USB 3.0 yet. Should be a Sapphire one here somewhere. Corsair, Sapphire, Asus. There we go. It's in the. I didn't even use these CDs. I just went right to. Hong Kong representative in Germany. What the hell? Alright. Should also be an. Oh, that's right. It's on the back of the manual. The Intel one is. I'll have to find that manual here. What to do with it? All sorts of messy back here. Can't even begin to describe how just insanely messy things are. Actually, you can see it, so. What did I do with that thing? Or like chucked it away 3,000 miles to New York or something. Close enough. There's the Intel one. Case badges, I used to not really give a crap about them, but since the last build, it's like, yeah, case badges more. Oh, there should also be one massive Uber Daddy case badge. Here we go. Bullshit, it was wrong. Okay, maybe it was wrong. Look at this dinky task manager. It's a stupid little thing. Of course, you can't really see it because the camera's not oriented up the right way. Now you will be. And now you can see, look at that thing. It's just messed up. It's a tiny little damn thing. It's so annoying. I mean, the more detailed version is a little bit better, but just the initial version of it's just ridiculous. Alright, so no 22s this time yet. That's fine. Let's go right into Prime 95. Why is there no Prime 95 thing out here? Because I haven't made one yet, that's probably why. Probably should. Create shortcut. Go ahead and run it. Not gonna bend. Oh, I guess we'll do. Let's do the blend. Or no, in place large FFTs. It's the. Or is blend? I'm not sure if max FFT or blend is the way to go. And this is maximum power consumption and heat. Some RAM tested. Actually, small FFTs is maximum heat. Okay, we'll do. I thought it was large FFTs. I guess not. I'm just gonna get real temp over here. Alright, so so far in like the mid 40s, high 50s in there somewhere. Still got, you know, literally 60 to 55 C to get to the TJ max of this processor. And you can see down there, fully 100% loaded on all cores, threads. So now, mind you, this is on, yeah, this is Prime 95. Nothing in the world is going to stress it as much as this is. Nothing. Absolutely nothing in the world. No program, except maybe some sort of really complicated geometry, kind of, you know, like physics computations, like for cinematic physics or something, you know, where you're processing the physics within the model or something, you know, for like, say, you know, source or something for cinematic physics. Then maybe, depending on how many, you know, blocks you have, how many bones there are, but short of that, there's nothing that's going to put it underneath this much stress. Nothing. No game anywhere alive ever that will ever be created will ever run your CPU as hard as Prime 95 will. So this is like, you know, extreme torture benchmarking kind of thing. Up to 52. By this point, I don't know how long we've been doing this for. Maybe like what, 4 or 5 minutes. Let's see. So we started at 1540, 1549, and it's now 1551. So 2 or 3 minutes. By this time, my old system would have been at, you know, or my old system, my system upstairs would be at like somewhere like around, you know, 65, 70, 75, somewhere in there. Actually, probably about 70 to 75, somewhere in there. So we're already doing about 20C better. Average, I'd say, about right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this in the background, and then we'll do any other recording we'll do. Well, I'll do a little bit of recording later on tonight when I get the case fully back together, but any other recording I do for the benchmarking will be done with PlayClaw. So that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching the build for our new system. I'll do a little bit later, just because a little follow-up so you can see what it looks like with all the pieces on and everything. And we'll go from there.